Hi everyone, hi. So over the last year or two, I've just been collecting like videos that I consider bad, that is recommended to me on YouTube Shorts. And I have a lot. Now I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I am gonna go through the ones that I think are the most annoying ones. So hopefully this is entertaining. Also, sorry for no webcam. Deal with it. I don't know. Fuck you. Anyways. Here's the first one. It's so weird. Like, okay. I'm trying to picture it. Like, it's already like weird to film somebody. But if this is a grown ass man fucking like filming a child, that is so creepy. That is so creepy to do. Even if a kid is acting cringe, which don't try and act as if you haven't been cringe in a lifetime that you've had, because we have all been cringe, and that's okay. That is okay. People need to just be a little cringy and just accept it. But actively doing this like stalkerish behavior is so fucking weird. It's just so weird.
Does God love me?
Yeah, God loves you.
Then that's all that matters.
Well, listen, if your parents love you, but you make a decision to go do something illegal and you get thrown in jail.
It's not illegal to be fucking LGBT, idiot. That's perfectly legal. And even if it was illegal according to the state, are you going to follow morally what the fucking state says? What the fucking country says? They think that fucking Antifa is a terrorist group. Instead of focusing on actual terrorist groups, like the fucking KKK that still fucking exists. If a gay person was fucking illegal tomorrow, would you just accept that? Because of course you would. Because you're fucking homophobic. You know what's technically illegal, but it's practically legal? Incest. You know what's illegal that we still fucking allow? Modern day child slavery with fucking McDonald's and fast food places. Oh, but being gay? Yeah, that's totally the issue here, bud. You know what's actually illegal from your fucking side? Winch hunting fucking trans kids and LGBT kids. Spreading straight up lies and misinformation about trans people in litter boxes. Actively going to like libs of TikTok and actively harming communities and targeting people. It's like, that's illegal. That's something that should be fucking illegal. But yet you focus on somebody who is an easy target to hit and they are a part of the LGBT. These people don't give a fuck about children. They actually hate children. They wouldn't be making school actual hell for them if they actually fucking gave a shit about them. If they gave a shit, they wouldn't be defunding the fucking suicide hotlines for LGBT youth, and they would actively go against conversion camps rather than funding them.
Doesn't matter if they love you or not, you're still in jail. So if God loves you, but you do something that separates you eternally from him, it doesn't matter that he loved you because you chose to do something that eternally separated you from him. So yes, God loves you, but just because...
Okay, yet again, the Bible is based off of interpretations. The Bible isn't concrete. The Bible consists of tens of other people's interpretations into one thing. It is not concrete. It's what you take from it. Or at least that's how it should be. You don't take it at face value. It is an interpretation. It's how you interpret into your own fucking understanding. And as long as that understanding is healthy, I don't give a fuck. But there's malicious people that use religion as a way to be hateful, even if it doesn't reflect the actual fucking religion. Use the religion not as a way to morally guide them, but as a weapon to hate on other groups that they view as not a part of theirs. It's injecting hatred that they're trying to justify disrespectfully, which isn't that a sin of itself, to purposely use the word of God to excuse hate? Love thy neighbor, but yet you don't fucking do that. Like, my command is love each other as I have loved you. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Yeah, love does not harm to a neighbor, therefore love is a fulfillment of the law. All these fucking quotes that you're fucking missing on purpose. Fuck you. And that's taking it literally because he's fucking taking it literally. So I'm showing the literal results of it. But yet, suspiciously, they take that out of their philosophy, which is interesting. Yeah, but fuck people like this. Fuck people that go to like college campuses and do this shit. Of course you're arguing with young adults because you get a fucking easy win. You pathetic fucking man-child. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god. Stupid fucking transphobic joke. Yes, there is a population in Thailand that is trans, but also equally at the same time, if your whole entire joke is like, oh, let me check real quick, then you're just doing sexual harassment. If you're just like, oh, let me check down there. And there's also this weird narrative with like straight people trying to say that trans people will lie to them about what's in their pants, which I don't know where the fuck that comes from because that's not really reality. These are assumptions that are made by people that have zero idea what the fuck the community is, so they just assume harmful stereotypes for their own self-gain. It's fucking gross. And this joke, by the way, has been told 1,000 fucking times. It's not original to this short, but just a normalization of transphobia and short. I don't even fucking is the whole entire okay, so like the fucking joke here, I guess, quote unquote joke. It's not a joke, it's just insulting. But what? Oh, she looks like a puzzball. This just feels like lowbrow fucking playground insults. It's just a person who's a little heavy. Who cares? Imagine going to fucking Costco or just any place in general and going up to a person and just fucking filming them just because you have this weird hatred for people that are fat. It's unhealthy to interact with the world in this way, and it's so fucking pathetic. When you make these jokes alone, the only people that are going to be laughing is people that are as miserable as you. I hate video.
I don't know why pianos are never animated correctly, but it's literally... Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't like these videos where it's like, oh, in animation, they don't know how to, like, animate instruments correctly. And it's like, yeah, because they're just trying to visually get it to a point where it makes sense, you know? They're not over-analyzing which key they're supposed to be on because that would just take too long. And animation in general takes too long. Or animation can be easily crunched, so people that would want to implement that, they want to be able to. Especially for, like, the fucking Tinkerbell movies, which I'm pretty sure, like, they were on a low budget and, like, strict time limits, because they're known to just be, like, you know, little cheap filler stuff. To expect every single project to just have this very niche thing that in the end doesn't really matter, as long as you visually communicate it, who cares? It's neat if they actually have the budget and time to fucking do that, but to expect that out of every single film, I think is a little unrealistic. Shorts is concerning. This feels really weird. It's just like, what are you trying to imply with this meme? That whites should stay with whites and Asians stick with Asians? Like, what is this weird anti-interracial marriage shit? It's so fucking weird. This isn't even funny as a joke. I think it just points out that you're just racist. This is the type of shit that you would see on like your annoying conservative family member's Facebook account, where all they wish for is going back to the fucking 1950s, but you kind of know why they want to go back to the 1950s. You know, a certain time. A time that they want America to be only this fucking person. I mean, like, if this is staged, which, like, probably, you're still pretending to, like, stalk somebody. And if this is genuine, you literally just stalked someone. And just being like, oh yeah, you're so hot, by the way. Like, this would be, like, sexual harassment at that point, if you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just following you because I just think that you're so hot. And it's just like, that's so weird. So odd. Why would you do that? No normal, rational-minded person would do that. People need to stop having, like, parasocial relationships. It's just disturbing.
Oh my God! What happened? George just killed a defenseless animal.
What? No, I just swatted a fly.
Oh, for Christ's sake, here we go. Here we go.
And now it's dead.
I feel like this is how conservatives view vegans. Which vegans, they have their own philosophy. They have their own, way of looking at the world that can be justified, And there is severities to it, like PETA. Even though PETA has done some things that are good, but they have done a handful of things that are, like, hypocritical. But to say that, like, a vegan would react in this over-the-top way, meanwhile it's being structured in a way of, like, they're crazy. It seems like the writer obviously doesn't understand how veganism works or how vegans act. Because just by the way of how this all plays out, it feels like it's a movie that's made by a person that fails to even realize the people that they're making fun of.
What if it had young living somewhere?
Young? Like maggots? Are you serious?
This man has a fetish for violence.
No, I don't.
He has a fetish for violence!
We're talking about a fly.
And where does it end? When you kill a fly, you kill a bird. You kill a bird, you kill a dog. You kill a dog, you kill a soldier.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was killing soldiers. I support the troops.
Yet again, you know what I mean by this? Like, it's obviously posing left-leaning people or people that have, like, left-leaning ideologies, because I think veganism is a type of left-leaning philosophy, or at least maybe the majority of it. The quote-unquote victim here is just your typical conservative guy. Meanwhile, these extreme leftists are just bringing him down. Like, it's so conservative coded, and yet again, like I said before, it's creating an exaggerated scenario that doesn't exist to reinforce biases that people on the right have. Like, they have to make up a fake scenario to get upset at it. And it's sad.
You want some free money?
Yeah.
Go for it. So I'm giving out free money, but it's covered in oil. You guys want free money? You can take as much as you want. Free money.
I don't like this type of content where it's very exploitive. It's like, you gotta humiliate yourself and put your hand into oil in order to get money. There's the trade-off here. And there's just something about it that's so, like, Mr. Beast exploitation sort of coded. Like, oh, you're struggling to just get some couple bucks? I'm gonna exploit that. Like, that's just gross. It's gross to just do that to people. Like, when you view life as a businessman and how much you're getting out of a person and the quote-unquote resources that they have and shit like that, and to take advantage of that rather than the consideration of the person, you're just no longer a person. Like, sure, it's not at the scale of a Mr. Beast video where there is a lot of exploitation happening, but it's like the stepping stones of it. Or at least a gateway into normalizing exploitative content.
I know. What
No?
about the $100 bill?
There's that might be on the bottom. Hey, free money. Anybody want free money?
It's $30 bills, man.
There's a 5 in there.
How poor do you think I am?
It's free. I mean, what do you
But
gotta?
how poor do you think I am?
How free?
You don't have to take it if you don't want,
Why don't you grab money on that?
because I'm making the video.
Yeah, so you know that you're being exploitative. Just like, she's simply just being like, how poor do you think I am, in reference to you obviously trying to exploit people and at a time where people need money, and you're just like, oh, I don't know what the big deal is. I'm just handing out free money. It's just like, just because you're handing out free money doesn't mean that you're also being a fucking asshole with it. Like, this guy could have genuinely just, like, donated money towards people or just be fucking kind with it. But no, he has to have something in exchange. Like he said, he's filming a video, and that's what he's getting out of it. He's getting people's reactions as a transaction and viewing that as something that needs to happen, when in reality, you're just being an asshole. The bit is no longer cute when you're actively critiquing the people that sees how casually exploitative your content is. It's disgusting to frame them as if they're the bad person in the scenario. Oh wow. The woman is such a lying whore because she grabbed her phone. I like how this video is just purposely manipulative because this is obviously acted. But it still reestablishes like this sort of point of view that's from like the men's perspective instead of the woman's perspective, you know? What if he's the one that's untrustworthy and keeps on grabbing her phone for no reason? What if that? No? And it does that on purpose as an exploitative perspective to shit on women for like cheating when like men can also do that and be overly like protective over their own shit. But oh, this poor guy. Like there's two sides to every story, and videos can naturally be manipulated through the lens that it wants you to see it through.
This, can you let us in, please? We locked out. We forgot the code. Hello?
Oh, here we go.
We're not gonna rob you. We work here. Okay. Hey. Wow. Yeah. Thank you. Old asshole. Man, I can't believe she did that. It's insane. It's 2020, baby. It is.
Hey, can one of you let me in? I forgot my key card.
This metaphor makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. So I feel like that there is a normal amount of suspicion of that woman possibly being racist because of how she was reacting. Can't really get upset when people react this way when America is a pretty fucking racist place, especially casually. There's a reason why the cliche of that one family member that talks about politics at Thanksgiving that you don't like is a thing, and it's because racism is so enabled in America. So yeah, again, I feel like that this interaction is warranted based off of both historical and current contexts, and especially with, you know, older people just naturally being more racist. But then just being like, oh, but what if Dracula was there? And it's just like, it feels like it's just downplaying it. Like, Dracula is a fictional character. And yes, you would be a little skeptical over a fucking vampire, but we are comparing reality with fiction. I guess the narrative that they're trying to form here is assuming that a white person is racist, but then they're racist towards a vampire. Like, what is this scenario? I know that it's supposed to be absurd, but it doesn't even make any sense.
That's a Dracula, man. Here we go. Hey, don't let that biting ass nigga in here.
Wow, really, brother? It's 2020, okay? I work here. I've got a meeting on the 3rd floor. What's the name of the company? I've got blood.
So yeah, again, just comparing a normal suspicion of this older white lady being racist because she's being weird with a vampire, like there's just childish logic. The more you add onto it, the allegory just becomes more and more confused. So now you're trying to compare justified suspicions of somebody being racist with the superstition of somebody drinking blood. Like, the fuck?
Okay, I'm not gonna bite you. I'm a day walker. Open the door and let me in. I'm just fucking with you punk bitches.
Hey, can you let me in?
The metaphor is getting just more and more fucking stupid. It just, like, I get that that's the point, the absurdity of it, but it still doesn't make any sense with the point that you're trying to make. It's just, it's dumb. This also feels like something that would just be shared on like Facebook, and like normies will just fucking like laugh so much about it. It feels like a family member that like forces you to watch a video that you think is like extremely unfunny, but they just play it anyway, so you kind of just have to sit there and go Just like Facebook humor, it has a uncomfortable amount of undertones to it, so I guess it would be perfect for that site. Oh yeah, I think that's interesting that there's these shorts that show these ads from years ago, and then it tries to make it as if it's this big deep thing, even though it's not deep at all. Like, I remember this commercial. It's just an ad where they just show him unintentionally messing up this sculpture. Like, see, it just falls apart. And then right here, it's just like, oh, the ripple effect of one small decision. Oh my god, it's so thought-provoking. It's an ad for Skittles. It's just an ad for Skittles. It's not saying anything. It's made to bring attention to it, for people to talk about it, and to sell Skittles. And maybe when it comes to the development of this ad, there are genuinely artistic people that are involved in this. But at the end of the day, it's an ad. So a lot of that gets fucking diluted. because that artistry gets turned into capital. So it's not really artistic anymore. The reason for it to exist is to sell, and I don't think that that's art. Ew, what the fuck? Also, what do I expect from a fucking kick streamer, you fucking loser? Oh my god. Just like, one, like, is that his friend? Is that somebody else? And even then, like, your intention was to sexually harass them? And it's so funny because this type of person is probably homophobic, yet they do the most, like, homoerotic thing. The fact that gay people actually fucking do this shit, but you know what I mean. It's always the most homophobic people that are, like, the closeted ones. But yeah, that's just weird to do to somebody in general. Even if it's a quote-unquote joke, you're still humping somebody, you're still harassing them, you fucking weirdo, man.
Hope your day gets better. Positive energy.
Oh yeah, this audio is used for a multitude of different videos on YouTube Shorts. But this isn't the original audio, it's just somebody like taking the audio and just like, they know the popularity of using Karen in a title, so then they exploit it and just try to fake an interaction even though like it's so obviously staged. But yet people just fall for this and it's just weird. Like eventually the word Karen just dissolved into, I'm gonna call any woman a Karen, and then it became sexist of itself. I mean, there are Karen type characters out there, but I think the word has been diluted so much that I don't even think people know what a Karen is anymore. I feel like people too easily use the word just to associate any woman that may be slightly annoying to them, which I think is inherently sexist.
Back blast clear! Load me from the rear! Coming from behind!
He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's bumping me.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. So, one, the casual military type people making fun of gay shit, even though like the military is known to be like very closeted, which them feeling too scared to actually come out isn't a bad thing, obviously. Like fuck it, I feel like that I'm a multitude of different things. I feel like that I'm pan-romantic, even though I consider myself asexual, and I feel comfortable saying that within a certain environment, because I know that in some environments it wouldn't really be the best thing to fucking talk about it. Because it's either you don't know how they would react or you know how they would react. But the issue that I have with a small minority of closeted people, or people that could be closeted, is that their internalized hatred of not being able to express themselves eventually seeps out into other avenues, which can be content, or how they treat their own community that they actively don't want to be a part of. I also find it ironic that whenever conservatives talk about gay people, about how, oh, gay people are sexualizing everything, which is a fucking lie, and it's just them like sexualizing gay people. They're doing the exact same hypocrisy in this one, where it's like reloading that weapon, you made it sexual. They didn't, but you just had to make it weird. Like, if you're already thinking about like how it's gay, maybe that has to do with something that is hidden within you, bud. Maybe find out why you're feeling that way and do it in a constructive way. I don't fucking know. And also, gayness in the military is the thing that you're worried about, bud? How about killing civilians? What about our government literally bombing a fucking school? What about our involvement with the genocidal government of Israel? But no, we gotta worry about gay people being in the military. Even though military people are like known to be like the most like warmongering type of fucking people ever. But yet again, the gay person is what we should worry about. Also, people love to say, oh, well, in the Navy, oh, they're gay. Isn't it funny that they're all packed together? Yeah, so is any other branch. And it also just makes it seem as if like you have this like fear of gay people just being near you, as if like they're gonna sexually harass you. And people may be like, oh, you're like reading too much into it. These people think like this. It's just like, it's not that far off. Just saying. This short is... Lord forbid a woman wants to dress the way that she wants without some creepy ass people fixating on it And sure, gross fucks can just be like, oh, well, if they're wearing it, then how can you blame a fella? And it's just like, maybe they just want to dress like that without a gross guy fucking looking at them. You know? They can dress how they want. Who fucking cares? And just devolving a character into you just being like, oh, well, I like her because of her big tits. It's just like, I think that says more about you as a gross fuck. Women are not dressing for you. They are dressing for themselves and their comfortability. Get a fucking life, touch grass, and interact with people. Jesus. Oh yeah, these videos. So I've seen a lot of these videos on YouTube Shorts, and they're very annoying because I feel like their purpose is to exploit people's childhood memories as a way to form engagement on YouTube. It's just nostalgia baiting, member berry bullshit. And a lot of people love to say, oh, well, I would love to go back into time and to this one moment, which always sounds so self-centered to me. Like, you want to go back in time to relive your childhood, yet that means that the tragedies that have happened will replay. People will re-experience their traumas that they had. So why the hell would you want to go back in time to your childhood just because, what, you want to play fucking Street Fighter? Like, I know that it's like a fake scenario, but just like the hypothetical is still like so weird. I want to go back to a simpler time. Well, back then, when you were growing up, it did seem simple, but there's still awful shit happening around you. You just didn't notice. I have my own things I feel nostalgic for. I feel nostalgic for the late 2000s and early 2010s. Do you know what Small Worlds is? I don't think anybody else does because I don't hear anyone talk about it. But would I want to go back to those times? No, not really. Because what we should focus on is moving forward, even if right now it feels bad. And videos like this will just trap people into wanting to stick into the past instead of looking towards the future. And yet again, I feel like these videos are exploitative because they know that there is a market of people who all they are obsessed with is the past. That's how you have reboots. That's how you have commercials constantly like clinging onto like characters that you know. Because nostalgia sells. And guess what? When it comes to YouTube, it sells with ad revenue. It sells with watch time. And this is exactly the same shit that is happening. Hell, their channel is called Feeling Nostalgic. It's just exploiting people. It's fucking exploiting people.
Look, I'm not gonna eat you or anything. Yes, it's the Duloc mascot from the original Shrek in action figure form. Stuff like that.
Okay. So there's nothing wrong with this video in particular, right? It's a guy showing off like little figures. I think that's cool, you know? But if you hear, the guy has a like a lisp, which there's nothing wrong with that. I added this video because there was so many fucking people that were just like shitting on him. Just saying, like, making fun of like his fucking speech impediment. Yeah, iPad kid speech. All this shit. And this could just be children. I don't know. But if it's grown-ass adults, it's still just like, really? You're making fun of his speech impediment? Really? That feels a little ableist. Like, this guy is passionate in his videos. Who cares?
Because he's unforgettable. Look at this design. It's hysterical.
No, like, you can hear the giddiness in his voice, and I think that's, like, I think that's charming, you know? It's something that he's passionate in. But then, Lord forbid, if you have a lisp or anything that sounds different from the quote-unquote typical person, then you're villainized and just made fun of. It's so weird.
We've added a new C button. Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
Oh yeah, whenever the Switch 2 was revealed, there was a lot of annoying people that thought that the C button sounded like the N-word, which it really doesn't. And it's one of those things where it's like if you tell somebody that it sounds like it, then their brain will mesh into it sounding like it, you know? But yet again, it's just a way to just be edgy and for a meme to let people have the excuse to pretty much say the N-word without saying the N-word. I just hate this type of content where it's like, it sounds like a slur, and it's just like, you're so annoying. You're so fucking annoying. You're not funny. It's such lazy content. what we have now, which is a military propaganda series. And then back then when it was a military propaganda series, it's just like, I'm sorry, but there's nothing deep about the Call of Duty series. It's just meant to be like blockbuster Hollywood explosion type shit while trying to disguise like a military propaganda into their fucking content. Like they literally collaborate with the military, which isn't shocking, but it's obvious that they've done that shit with like Top Gun and it fucking sells because people don't recognize it. Or they do and they're so nationalistic that they just don't give a fuck. Games can't really, you know, critique war if they're being fucking funded by them, you know? But I just find it funny that occasionally I'll just see like this Call of Duty content sucking off like Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 4 and all of that shit. Meanwhile, they're all cookie cutter shit. They're just meant to just be games that just fill up a year, you know, and then they come out with another one. And yes, I do to an extent enjoy Call of Duty, at least the multiplayer of it. But would I say that I like the community or the fucking plot lines that are typically in favor of like a Western perspective instead of like the people that we actively bombed? No, I don't like those fucking elements. And I definitely don't like the fucking creepy ass studio behind it. Oh yeah. This video feels kind of weird because it feels like it's just kind of exploitative of how people feel about 9/11. Like we all fought back tears as we watch him with no help and no water. Okay, but like you're not in fucking you're not going through 9/11 right now. Like get the guy some water, you fucking asshole. It looks like he's about to pass out. And even then, it's just like, yet again, I don't know. I feel like this is just kind of exploiting a tragedy for your own self-gain so that other people can be like, oh my god, that is so humble for him to do. I'm gonna like and share this and all of that. Like, when it comes to that, I feel like this is just strictly view baiting, just so that people on Facebook would like retweet it because 9/11 exploitation is just rampant. Like, you think that the people doing this really give a fuck about 9/11? No, they wouldn't be fucking filming it then. Like, I feel like it's insensitive of itself to use the firefighters that died during 9/11 as a way for you to get attention for yourself. Like, that just feels naturally selfish. You're not doing it for them, you're doing it for yourself and for views. I also find it interesting that whenever the conversation of 9/11 pops up, at least in America, it's always in reference to the American casualties typically. When before and even after 9/11, we have killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of civilians in the Middle East. Are we not going to bring up the weapons of mass destruction propaganda that was a straight up lie? Which, by the way, we're doing that currently with Iran. It's just the same bullshit again. Or the Islamophobia that increased in the United States due to these attacks. For example, did you know that 4 days after 9/11 happened, an Indian that was called Babir Sodhi was killed because the person who killed him believed that he was Muslim and just associated every Muslim with terrorist groups and the terrorist group that did 9/11. Even though he was a part of the Sikh community, which a racist white person is not going to fucking tell the difference because they're racist and they don't care. And apparently when Babir was shot 5 times, he was planting flowers for those that were lost during 9/11. But good news, the guy that shot him apparently died in prison a few years ago, so rest in peace, you racist fuck. And he was one out of the many victims that were harmed and died because of Islamophobia caused by 9/11. And are we going to forget that 9/11 compensation only happened until multiple years later? Or how we actively funded ISIS on multiple fucking occasions and supported their growth. Meanwhile, we tried to act as if they came out of nowhere, even though we were supporting them. Are we not going to mention the fact that even before they announced the Iraq war, our oil companies was already making deals of which sliver of oil from Iraq that we were going to take? And lastly, are we not going to acknowledge that the same anti-immigration sentiments that were from back then that were extremely racist fucking carries on to this very day? I feel like we only remember one specific part of the story rather than talking about the shit that we did afterwards that we tried to justify with that event. The citizens that died because of 9/11 was objectively terrible, but we also have to acknowledge that we use 9/11 to justify terrible shit, and that shouldn't be excusable, and that should be brought up more when we're talking about the subject. Just like how the 9/11 country songs were exploiting that time and those emotions, this video is doing the exact same shit. Hell, they even have one of those 9/11 country songs playing in the fucking background. They know what they're doing. And I'm not expecting one single short to tackle all of these things. But I just hate the fact that A, it's exploitative, and B, it's really one-sided. That was literally affiliated with Epstein. I think this meme gets more disgusting as the, months go by, because we are literally bombing a country for nothing but fucking oil. It's just a repeat of post 9/11, like, Islamophobia, of just wanting to attack somewhere just for the sake of oil and killing Middle Easterns. And the government of Iran, not the people, but the government of Iran, yeah, sure, they haven't really done a lot of favorable stuff themselves, but also they don't fucking warrant an attack on their fucking civilians. And this Iran war is obviously just a way to just start up another fucking war, because guess what? The military is starving for a conflict, because that's what they're fucking built off of. You think that they're meant to fucking protect? No. We've done this shit with, like, Iraq and Afghanistan, and we're gonna keep on fucking doing it. Our military is nothing to fucking be proud of. And it's people that normalize the violence against countries like Iran with this fucking meme that is honestly fucking disgusting. Which, by the way, they try to push, like, that whole entire weapons of mass destruction shit that happened in, like, the Iraq days. And guess what? They couldn't find anything. Again, we're just repeating fucking history. Holy shit. But yeah, W Lego set. God, the internet is so shit. I like how this video here is shitting on, like, ha ha ha, they're trying to act as if they're rich. Even though rich people with their fucking, like, car modifications, or at least privileged people, they spend money on the most stupidest shit that doesn't fucking matter in their car, and they'll be like, oh, I'm such a speed demon, but they'll fucking obey, like, traffic laws and just, like, be in fucking traffic anyways. Or they'll just be, like, one of those, like, wannabe speed demons. They'll just end up flipping their car anyways. There is an element of, like, yes, the insecurities here is, like, a little cringe, but also you can't really say much if you're doing the same shit and you're participating in the same, like, kind of sad little culture that you've accumulated. If you have the money and you want to make modifications to your car, go ahead. But don't be a fucking dickhead towards other people. Oh yeah, oh my god, this looks like shit. Oh my... Oh. Oh! Oh my god, oh my god, you're staring into my soul. Got, like, fucking Minecraft eyes looking at me. Fucking Herobrine. God damn. There's so much to unpack here. I got fucking jump scare with this shit. Like, let's first analyze, like, the AI. Like, holy crap. I mean, like, I don't really have to say much, but, like, the fucked up hand. Like, what is happening there? The fucked up, like, eyebrows, so, like, melting eyes as, like, egg yolk. Whatever the fuck the nose part here is doing. Hank's eyes look like they're, like, fucking scribbled. Also, his, like, the newspaper, I think, got blended into his hand. He has, like, 6 fingers. They look like fucking hot dogs. And also, I'm assuming that they're just like, Bobby became a leftist furry. And it's just like, I feel like the same people that have these interpretations of, like, leftists, I feel like they would completely miss the point of King of the Hill and would unironically agree with Hank's awful fucking dad. Like, you do know that in King of the Hill, for Hank being a conservative man, he can be progressive at times, which is, like, what a fucking person should be. The show was supposed to be what a conservative is supposed to be, or just your average Joe should like strive for. The character itself was conservative, but the show was relatively progressive for the most part. But saying that Hank would hate a furry, I don't think that he would. I mean, I think initially he would be a little weirded out by it, which, by the way, this isn't a representation of what a furry is. It's just a conservative version of what they think a furry is, even though they don't want to interact with the community at all. And this is the result of them just not interacting with the community, because they want to have an exaggerated, made-up version of what they think something that they don't like is, so that they can own the fictional libs, or whatever the fuck their goal is. I think that if he truly interacted with a furry, I think that initially he would just go like, well, that doesn't make sense to me, but as long as they're not hurting anybody, then I don't care. Or he'll probably bond with them if they like propane, or something simple like that. Like, this interpretation of furries is no better than when Fox News tried to have the whole entire furry trans panic thing with the whole entire litter box conspiracy that they tried to spread. That was a fucking lie. It's just a way to shut on communities that they never wanted to interact with in the first place, and it's just so obvious. This meme doesn't even make any sense. Like, I hate this fake generational war bullshit that I see occasionally on YouTube Shorts, where it's making up this fake scenario where they believe that kids from a certain generation is shitting on the thing that they enjoyed. It's like a fictional argument that they're having with kids that they never interacted with ever. Which it doesn't even make any sense in this context, because this song is decades old. So I don't know why there's this trend of gatekeeping certain things when multiple generations can experience that same song with you. And what kid is saying this song is so boring? I think that's more of their preference than like what time period they fucking grew up in, you know? But I don't know, I just find that weird. I need to talk. I need to talk about the stupid Last of Us bullshit. I know that it's fairly old to talk about it, but this shit was genuinely so fucking annoying whenever the show came out. People would not shut the fuck up about how, like, they just realized that the main character of the show doesn't look like the character from the video game. Which they don't have to. They don't have to. They can act the part and just be good in that way. Now, I haven't seen The Last of Us show, really. I've only really seen, like, the 3rd episode, because I felt like that was the only thing original that they did with it, because it was the only original deviation from the original source material that I found interesting, and it was a beautiful episode. I loved it. And the actors that were portraying Joel and Ellie were fine. They were perfectly fine. But then season 2 came out, and then people were bitching about season 2, how, oh, the plot fucking sucked and everything, when the people that hated the part 2 already knew that they were gonna hate the storyline of part 2 being repeated. Because you wanna know what they were trying to adapt for season 2? The fucking second game. What the hell did you expect? Which then the conversation gets worse once you bring up the fucking Ellie actor. Because it seemed like in the beginning people seemed to like her casting, and then out of nowhere it seems like people just fucking hated her. Just because she simply didn't look the part or acted the part. And maybe her acting is bad, but I wouldn't critique her on her fucking face, you know? That's just superficial. That's just pathetic. And like, oh wow, I really wanted her to look like this in season 2. Okay, you weren't bitching about it in season 1. About her appearance. So who cares? You can't just recast somebody in the middle of a fucking show just because you personally think that that person's ugly, which is just superficial and gross. It'll just be more about like, okay, like even if she's a bad actor, you kind of had to like stick with her because she was there from the beginning of the fucking show. It'd be weird to just swap somebody out that was one of the main characters. Judge the performance, not the fucking actual like person's appearance. It's so hollow. I feel like it's the same fuckers that like overanalyze like women in games and just be like, oh, she's so fucking chunky or whatever. Or like the, what was that one where I was talking about like the hair or the peach fuzz on like a woman's face, and it's like, yeah, they have peach fuzz, idiot. Like it's that exact same crowd that keeps on popping up, and it's so annoying. I don't understand how now it's a problem rather than earlier.
People keep saying that Walmart flipping is dead, so today we're gonna see if that's true. Right away, I saw this Marvel Legends action figure. Sometimes stuff like this can be pretty profitable, but they were charging $25, and right now on eBay, these are going for like $2-3 plus shipping. Then I found a ton of these Screen Breaks mystery boxes. I have no idea what these are, but this Cobby one was only $1. Shockingly, there was one sold on eBay for $10.99, but...
So you're telling me that you're just picking up shit from the clearance bin of Walmart. You're picking them up purposely because they're discounted, right? And then you're upcharging the price to people that may not be familiar with what the market typically lists it as, and you're exploiting that group of people just to get a little bit of fucking money out of them. That's a scam. That's a literal fucking scam. And that's gross promoting that towards your fucking audience. And look at it. Look at that fucking smug face. He likes doing this shit. He likes fucking scamming people. And the fact that he's like, I can't sell it for a higher profit. The fuck is wrong with you? To think like that? To constantly think in like a scam type way? You're pathetic.
This mini fridge looked pretty nice. I was thinking maybe it would be a good marketplace flip. They were charging $90, and right now similar ones at other stores seem to be going for $150 plus. After tax, I just felt like it wouldn't have been worth it to maybe sell it for $120, $130 out of my garage. Then I looked on the bottom shelf and noticed this vast bow set. Again though, it was priced at $200, and it actually sells for less on eBay. Just before I was about to give up, I did end up finding one profitable item, which was this ice cream sundae squishmallow. $11, and on eBay these sell for $30. Probably a 12.
This is so gross. I hate this shit. I hate that he's proud of this. He wants to promote other people to be scummy like him. He's advertising a scam and YouTube doesn't give a fuck. And he goes like, oh, is Walmart clearance flipping dead? Yeah, I fucking hope so. I hope that less people are being scammed or becoming scammers because of your fucking bitch ass. What a pathetic way to live. Like, imagine you're making content. This is the content that you want to make, and it's just showing people how to scam. That must be hollow. That must be a really sad experience. And yet it's sad, and I don't give a fuck about the guy. Because you want to know why? He's doing this shit. I feel sorry for the people that are affected by him selling it than him.
I mean, whatever happened to the pepperoni stuffed crust?
Oh yeah, this guy I found out, he is such a plant. He's been in commercials and shit and all of that, but the pet peeve that I have with him is that he tries to normalize this type of content of showing him off at a place working, which maybe he does work. I don't know, but this could also just be like maybe a set. You never know. But the whole entire goal of this, I feel like, is just a fucking big ad of him trying to advertise different pizza places. And his whole entire gimmick is just him going, do you know what you guys are ordering? You're ordering this pepperoni stuffed crust, which is only available for a limited time. And I just don't understand how this shit is, like, interesting.
Ordering hundreds of these a day, and I'd have to stuff literally every single one of them with not just pepperoni all the way around.
Like, the way that he's saying it, it's like, not only do I have to stuff these bad boys with some pepperoni and also like drizzle our signature cheese on it, like, it's an ad. It's a fucking ad. And the thing that frustrates me is that there's nowhere in the description that labels that it is an ad, which is just gross. And also it's against, you know, YouTube's policy. And I don't want to be a snitch or anything, but like, this type of fucking content pisses me off because it's just a glorified ad pretending to be genuine. And maybe this guy is kind of being genuine, but I also feel like it's normalizing making content for companies that actively charge you fucking minimum wage. Like, you don't have to do this, man, if you are actually working at that place. As I say with other people, minimum wage, minimum work. You're doing free advertising for them if you genuinely are not a plant. And eventually, like, he did become a plant. Even if, like, in the first place, he wasn't a plant, he eventually just became a plant. And this guy's just soulless.
Get buffalo chicken dip. It's game
We're
day.
vegans. We can't have meat smoke coming into our... No, we're going to speak to our landlord.
Yeah, want to try some?
No, that is...
Yet again, with the fake audio again of, like, him just making this regular video, which it would have been fine if he just made a video of him just making some chicken dip, but then he had to add a popular audio that is boosted by YouTube's algorithm to fake add some vegan, like, stuff in the background or whatever that doesn't even relate to the fucking clip. Like, I don't know what it is with like people who eat meat in a specific like group of people who eat meat that their whole entire goal is just to piss off people who may not eat the same as them and to shame people into eating like certain diets that like they just want to eat that diet just because they can. Like what's the harm of being a vegan? What's the harm of being a vegetarian? What's the harm in that? Just because it deviates from the quote unquote norm? Is that the joke? If that's the reason, then that's just childish. It's stupid.
I ain't trying to do nothing. I'm just saying. Don't call me that name.
What?
He called me a Democrat.
Okay. I'm not gonna show the kid's face because I don't feel comfortable with that. I hate parents that are like this. I hate parents that purposely either A, like they made their children act this out for a political reason, which is probably just conservative slop, so that, 60-year-olds can just go like, oh my god, they hated the liberals, even though liberals aren't leftists, but they're just a diet version of conservatism, which I think that they would like liberals more than they think. But yeah, again, they just see blue and they just immediately think like leftists, even though it's like center left, like bare minimum. But even then, they tend to just meet in the middle, which is more like center right than anything. Like the people that typically fence it tend to go to the right more because it's more easy to digest bigotry than like analyze it with a lot of people. But I feel like, ironically, I think that it's funny that the right loves to say that, like, the left is grooming children into, like, teaching about, critical race theory, teaching about gay people, teaching about really real things, things that exist, things that need to be taught so that they don't pass down this bigotry that is left over by the older generations. I feel like the same people that say that leftists are grooming children in that way fail to realize, or at least like they know, at least to a little bit, that they're doing the exact same shit that they're doing to their children right here, where it's like teaching them that like Democrats are quote unquote stupid, which like liberals, yeah, I mean, to the right or whatever, but like you don't think that that's grooming in a way? To teach them to have a certain ideology, of like demonizing anything that is on the left or appears to be on the left. Like, at least there's more reasons to fucking hate the right, protecting pedophiles and all. But just the fact that you make your children act out like this conservative comedy sketch with your fucking children, it's like, don't involve them in this. If they look back at this, there's a good chance that they're like, why the fuck did you make me do that? Why did you make me do that? Or it's this exact same like family dynamic that leads children to just slowly move away from their parents if they realize that, they've been grooming them in this type of way to just like hate people who genuinely like want to make a fucking difference. But yeah, using your kid for content, great parenting, bud. That's fucking great. I hope that the little conservative piggies on fucking Facebook laughs it up here. It's great.
Rather than deport all of the illegals, what they should do is they should offer them a deal where if they hunt down 5 child predators, then they can get their papers, right? And then we call the program Alien versus Predator.
Maybe there's a good chance that this lady is acting genuine, but I also feel like it's feeding into the reaction of like this favoriting what the guy is saying more than like the disgusted reaction that is warranted by the woman here. Like even the title, hitting 2 birds with 2 stones, comparing immigrants that come here, people who just want to live, people who are in the process of wanting to become a citizen, or they may not even want to be a citizen, which I don't fucking blame them. I think that assimilation is fucking gross when it comes to going to another place and you having to uproot like where you came from. I think that's depressing. And I sympathize with immigrants and illegal immigrants who just want to come here for like a better life. And most illegal immigrants are simply labeled as illegal just for their existence, just for the fact that they don't have the paperwork to label themselves as an American. Which I think grouping them together with fucking like pedophiles and rapists or any sort of like negative connotation just simply because they don't have paperwork is fucking insane and extremely fucking racist. And also the fact that in this short, it's implying that they should fight for their freedom and that they're forced to kill predators. It's just like, it's this weird system that they want to fantasize where they want illegal immigrants to pretty much do slave labor into doing something for them, or at least in the context of this. But it's just so fucking weird to like associate those two, and it's done maliciously on purpose to like demoralize people to the idea that illegal immigrants and just immigrants in general are just people. They want to just ignore the fact that they are people so that they could just dehumanize them. And shorts like this are fucking disgusting.
It made me happier, giving me a reason to live beyond just the fight I'm in.
What's that fight that you think you're in?
Fight for my race, the white race. Everyone says you're a racist or you're a neo-Nazi. I call myself pro-white. I can't solve everybody's problem, but maybe problems I'm most familiar with. White problems. If I say the wrong thing, such as I'm for my race, the white race, and I want a future.
I hate, there's this one channel, I don't know if like they repost content or whatever, but I fucking hate like this channel where this guy right here, he's straight up a fucking neo-Nazi. He's a white supremacist. He says constant racist shit. And then like he gets emotional in this fucking video because he's like, I'm not allowed to say that I think that my race is superior and that other people like should suffer because of their race. Like the fact that this content is platforming a fucking racist that should not be given fucking attention. It like this shit reminds me of like how awful people get like hundreds of thousands of dollars on fucking like Kick or on GoFundMe just because they did something racist or offensive. Like it's the exact same shit. Like the person responsible for this interview is platforming a fucking racist that fucking hates them, and they tried to laugh it up as if like he's just a funny little guy when in that like has justified like issues or whatever, when you're just platforming a fucking Nazi, man. Oh yeah, and it's always like this reestablishing stereotype shit where it's just like in the hood pranks, which I have not heard about this since like 2015 at least. Like this content is so like old, it's so outdated that most people just moved on from this. Like if you look at his most like recent shorts, they're not good. They're not good at all. And like this shit is just reinforcing stereotypes about the hood, about how it's like it's naturally dangerous and like they're out to get you and shit. It's just fear-mongering bullshit. I'm gonna fuck up my algorithm with this.
What's your favorite rapper that starts with Lil?
Which one died most recently?
I'm gonna try to get sturdy one more time because I didn't do it last time. What scene in the Boys in the Hood movie made you cry the most emotional?
No, I didn't see it. Were
Yeah.
they shooting each other?
Yeah, they were.
Why would I be crying at that movie? You must remember, the Klan is the original Boys in the Hood.
What's your favorite rapper?
By the way, this is the fucking guy that they're protecting. It's like, and I don't know why they're fucking doing it. I mean, it's for views, but at the same time, like, to pose as if this guy is joking is so fucking disingenuous, and you're just platforming a fucking guy that's racist as hell. And there's more videos of him that is like doing this type of shit. I stopped listening in school when I saw all the cars in the teacher's parking lot. So like I'm assuming that you looked at the cars and you're describing them as like poor looking. Yeah, they're teachers, asshole. Most of them have shit pay. Just because a person is poor doesn't mean that they're stupid. It just means that they're poor. What does wealth have to do with intelligence? The fuck? It's like, and then look at your fucking car. Yeah, but the teachers are totally the asshole in this scenario. Yeah, sure, bud. This meme is so fucking xenophobic. So this meme is extremely fucking gross to where they're implying that like Asians can't be American and that it's trying to say that Asians are purposely coming over here to beat China or something like that. Or how like they think that every Asian is Chinese, I guess, when it's just blatantly being fucking racist. Like, they are US citizens. This meme just implies that USA and their racist mind of whoever fucking made this thinks that USA strictly only means white people. That what it's implying. That you think that Asian Americans are a plot from China to take over, like, the US math team or something like that. That's just some white supremacist shit. It's like the Red Scare bullshit where they thought that like Russians and shit or quote unquote communists were like taking over America or some shit, even if it was just like leftist values or anybody that associated with the left, which they just grouped up everybody on the left as a communist. Like, it's essentially the same like fear-mongering bullshit from that time, but just with xenophobia. It's disgusting.
Do you have any more honey buns?
No, sorry, we don't keep back stock.
What the fuck?
What a fat ass.
You want your receipt?
No. You speak Spanish?
No, not really.
Gracias, puta.
Oh, what's that mean?
I'm not an expert, but I think he just called you gorgeous.
Oh!
So you see the trend with this video, right? Its whole entire goal is to just reinforce stereotypes. That fat people are only fat because they eat a lot, which is just simplifying something that is more complex than just that analysis.
You want your receipt?
No. You speak Spanish?
No, not really.
Gracias, puta.
Reinforcing like the dumb girl stereotype, you know, with the person who's holding the camera.
Hey.
What's going on?
Why do you have them gloves on?
Protect myself from the coronavirus.
But you just wiped your face.
But I got the gloves on.
Like, and then it's just like anti-COVID shit, which like this is from an older video, but it's just like a way to just be like, oh haha, people who want to protect themselves from the coronavirus, they're the ones that are stupid, the ones that are trying to protect themselves, and not the people that aren't trying to protect themselves. And yes, there's some exaggerated cases of people being a little bit exaggerated, you know, when it came to overprotecting themselves. But those were few cases that got a bunch of fucking coverage because it was just a way for anti-COVID and anti-vaccine people to literally make up scenarios so that they can have a confirmation bias. When in reality, not vaccinating and also going against masks actively makes you fucking more sick. I don't have to explain this. Like, yes, all of these are staged, obviously. Can't you tell from the great acting? But also, their point, their goal, is to just devalue groups of people. They hate heavyset people. They hate women that they view as dumb. They hate people that want to protect themselves from COVID. I'll do it with this reality TV-ass representation of who they think these people are. And people fall for it.
Hey, how are you?
These are 2 for $3.50.
Yeah, no shit, she works here.
What?
Ha ha ha, kids talking back to their elders. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that worth a ass beating? Am I right, my fellow baby boomers? Also, stop using kids in fucking content. Oh my god.
I ain't got my glasses. How much are these?
$9.99.
You think I can get some bitches with these?
It's like the grandpa wasn't supposed to say that. I also, speaking of that, I always think that's so weird in movies where it's like you wouldn't expect a grandma to say this shit, or you don't expect an older person to act in this way, which is like a very tired like cliche. But I always thought that cliche didn't make any sense because older people are known to be like the most like bigoted fucking out of nowhere talking about the most randomest shit type of person. Oh my god. Him saying, oh, can I get some bitches? He probably calls his wife a bitch. You know? It's like, it's typically older people that are stuck in their fucking ways that fucking act the most horrendous. So even portraying the situation as like, they wouldn't do that. They would. They would fucking say that. And it's like, and they probably hold other awful, like, shit and say awful shit. I don't understand why we tried to pretend as if older people are like these, like, things that could do no wrong when in reality they're far from that. I'm not saying that every single old person is automatically like a terrible person. I'm just saying a lot of people use their age as a way to get away with saying awful shit. I also find it weird that the only one that they held back for was the innocent white elderly person. Oh no, I just found that interesting. I guess you wouldn't want to target your audience that's probably watching this, because who the fuck else would watch this? An artist that never sexualized his characters. Right. I wonder if they're gonna mention Porco Rosso. Okay, so they literally showed off Porco Rosso. But literally in Porco Rosso, one of the main conflicts of the movie is literally like 30 to 40-year-olds fighting over a 17-year-old and trying to like win her in some way, to like treat her as an object that needs to be saved. You don't think that that's sexist? You don't think that that's sexualizing a character? It's like, yeah, maybe it's not in the traditional sense of like making her look more like provocative and shit, but it's still kind of sexual in nature. You can't say that like, oh yeah, he treated all of his women with respect when, yet again, in this movie, she was treated more like a trophy to win than an actual character. And yes, she had her own character, but it's greatly overshadowed by how they ultimately treat her in the end. So this trying to say that he never did that to his characters is just straight up wrong.
Losing Bravo.
Oh, Daddy, you the first victim of the game, Daddy. Yeah. I don't want to hear no complaints.
So fucking weird. It's always like Call of Duty Siege and like Fortnite that like attracts like the most like awful weird people. Like the fact that in the hashtag it says like Diddy Party and shit like that. I genuinely believe that people who say like Diddy, sus, you know, that sort of thing, I don't think that it's in a way of like of punching up, but rather punching down, you know? Like the whole entire fucking Diddy, like no Diddy thing. Like the fact that they're role-playing a fictional rape scenario with them role-playing as the rapist and then the other teammate role-playing as the victim, meanwhile the Diddy fucking tag is included. You think that you're making fun of the person raping? No, it seems like you're making fun of the people that get raped by Diddy and people like him. It's like, it's fucking weird. It's weird behavior. And the fact that they're just normalizing this into a joke, it's just gross. Like, where's the punchline? Ha ha ha, they got raped. Let's not make the joke about actual Diddy, but their fucking victim. Oh wow, 4D chest there. You're totally gonna get them when you're attacking the victims. Fuck you. Yeah, but I hate content like this that's just like, oh, no Diddy. Like, go fuck yourself.
Hands are not for hitting. I don't feel...
That's not gentle parenting. Gentle parenting is separate from lazy parenting. Lazy parenting is when you don't really teach your child and they get away with a lot of shit. Gentle parenting, however, is a way of teaching where you value your kids' opinions, where you value their emotions that they are having, and that you both have equal say in the conversation. Gentle parenting is realizing that you can solve conflict without having to physically abuse them or physically put your hands on them. Because you want to know what doesn't work? Putting your hands on your fucking child. Statistically and through a bunch of psychologists, that is not how you teach a child. And in fact, that actually makes children worse. And that actually makes children lash out more because you're treating them in such a fucking harsh way. And when children feel like their voice isn't being heard or is not being recognized, yes, they're naturally going to be pissed off at their parent. So when the parent just keeps on doing that same shit, they're just not going to like their fucking parent. Or it's going to have the opposite effect where they think that that abuse is justified and they fucking pass it down, which is just fortunately the go-to for some people. I'm not saying that a whooping isn't completely out of the option, but it shouldn't be the first fucking go-to that you have, which most parents that believe in like whooping their children and like, you know, train them like shit in that way, they typically default to just using that to shut them up rather than what they're frustrated with and to learn how to cope with those emotions. Instead of teaching your kids that their emotions are not valid as a way to easily fucking control their behavior more. You can show authority in different and non-abrasive ways that doesn't have to default to the typical weapon. Gentle parenting is literally just a healthier way of interacting with your child, and to associate it with lazy parenting is purposely fucking manipulative.
Two states in this morning facing a major fire threat with a bushfire burning out of control in Victoria's Grampians region, while in Sydney an extreme fire.
So it's just a physical abuse joke. That's the punchline? Really? Like, I'm sorry, your parent isn't really the greatest fucking parent if all they have to do is to roll up their sleeves for you to like get into this panic state of like running away. If your parent does that, it makes you like fearful that they're about to hit you. That is straight up abusive behavior. That is something that shouldn't be fucking encouraged. And the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, I respect my dad for like making me feel fearful of him and having this sense of control over me by implying that there's going to be violence going to happen. To congratulate that type of behavior is just normalizing abuse for other people that think the same way as you. And I don't know if she doesn't realize that that's like awful behavior, but celebrating it, it's fucking disgusting. And also, who the fuck like rolls up their sleeves like that? Like, I'm sorry, I think I would laugh if a fucking grown-ass person rolled up their sleeves like a fucking cartoon character. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, that's fucking cringe as hell.
Well, it's about fucking time. This man knows how to cook a lot of food for a lot of people without being filthy as shit. He's making that egg fried rye. And I don't know what type of Asian he is. I can just tell by the eyes we're dealing with some sort of species. Could be Chinese.
What the fuck? We're dealing with some sort of species. What the fuck? Like, describing Asian people as different species? Fuck off. You're so fucking gross. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Japanese, Korean. But all I know is that all the ingredients look good. And even though he's got it in a giant pot, he's being clean and mixing it correctly. This man needs to start teaching other countries how to do this shit.
He's just reinforcing the stereotype that lesser fortunate countries are less sanitary. They aren't unhygienic just by default of them being a poorer country. They still clean themselves. They still clean their food in some way. It's just a way to demonize countries and portray them as gross and unsanitary, and it's malicious to view the world in this lens. We do this to any country that's from South America. We do this to pretty much anywhere in the Middle East. Hell, to the extent we do that to our own fucking state, Puerto Rico. People do this with Indian people and their food. The list can go on and on and on. And I hate this because the people that say this type of shit lays comfortably in their house not knowing how these countries actually fucking work. Like, how about stop being a racist ass little bitch and actually interact with people? Actually interact with communities instead of assuming what they fucking do. I still can't get over that. Fucking species. Fuck you, man.
Nope, you're stopping. It's not even close. You're stopping. You don't have to put the whole tube in your mouth again. Just wrap your lips right here and see.
I'm just saying that the fucking comments are just like, oh, I wish that was me. Oh, the breathalyzer got violated. Muscle memory got her. The breathalyzer tube grew a couple of inches during that video. I'm just saying, if this was a guy, you wouldn't be fucking saying that. Like, obviously, she's fucking drunk. And the fact that people go to immediately fucking sexualizing this moment that honestly shouldn't be fucking posted online. This is just so gross and evasive, and especially when the fucking police officers are recording this and posting it online, these fat fucking hogs that we call cops. And they purposely use this moment of fucking vulnerability to post this online so that they and other people could just be sexist towards her and just make weird perverted comments based off of her being drunk. Also, hashtag police, hashtag cops. Why you... I was about to say, why you catering your content towards cops, but then it's crime inspector. So of course they're gonna suck the dick of cops, of course. Also, you gotta add Karen into the fucking title. You don't even know what the fuck a Karen is. It plays into what I was talking about fucking earlier. Anyways, that is the last of the reactions. I know, I can't keep on feeding all of you. You goddamn whores. But you're my whores. Mwah. Oh, you haven't uploaded in such a long time? I cast balding on you. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, subscribe if you want to, like if you want to, even comment if you want to. I don't care, you do you, and have a good day.